Hi water signs, welcome to this pick a card reading for 2024. So in this reading we are looking at what you need to know for 2024. So it's for all water signs, so Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. We're going purely on intuition today, working together. No objects, just look at the decks and see which one stands out to you. So we have deck 1 here or group 1, deck 2 here or group 2, and deck 3 or group 3 here. So whatever messages come out, it might be relating to an important event, a particular theme or a running theme or a turning point for you in 2024. And this can happen at any time during 2024. So it is for people whose sun, moon or rising sign is a water sign. Feel free, if your sun, moon or rising sign is one of the other elements, feel free to watch one of the readings, the videos for those as well. So I've also done pick a card readings for air signs, earth and fire as well. So feel free to watch those too. You're welcome to watch one of the readings within this video, 2 of them or all of them. It's up to you. So again, just focus on the cards, which deck stands out to you, 1, 2 or 3. And then there are timestamps so you can pick which ones you want to watch. Welcome back, group 1, those of you who chose this deck. So again, it's for water signs, all water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Again, feel free if you have a sun, moon or rising sign that is air, earth or fire, feel free to watch those videos as well. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who watches, likes, shares, comments on the videos, subscribes to the channel. It's all appreciated. And if you want a personal reading, see the info in the description box on how to do that. So we're going to start off with a message, or well, a few messages from the Myths and Mermaids deck, first of all for you. So this will be your main deck for your main spread, but we'll get a few messages out first of all. Some oracle messages, and again, it's what you need to know for 2024, whether it's an important relating to a specific event, a theme, a turning point for you. And as I said, it can happen at any time during 2024. So for water signs, what messages do we have for water signs? So I'll get about 3 of them, if they actually want to come out. So funnily enough, when I did, I think it was, I can't remember which signs it was now. I know air took some time to come out, and it was either fire or earth that it took ages for the cards to come out, and then it was between either fire or earth where they just flew out for the reading as well. So right, we've got, oh okay, we've got, is that 3, 4? Okay, I'll have a look at them. I'm not necessarily going to read all of them from the book, but I do trust what's come out. So you have Tiger Lily, Tiger Nautilus, Alchemical Seas. You have Triumph of Galatea. The artwork in these, I can't remember if it's Jasmine. Is it Jasmine Griffith Becket? Yeah, I think she's the artist. But I've got a few of the decks that I believe this is her artwork that she's done, and I just think the artwork is really fascinating. Right, Shipwreck Siren as well. So we'll put these here. And I'm going to get the book. As I say, I may not read every single message, but I will at least look for the key points at the very least, if nothing else. So let's have a look. We'll look at the Shipwreck Siren first of all. And okay, yeah, let's read this one. It says, a deceptive siren smiles gently at her victims. Behind her, however, we see her true intentions. She has lured an unsuspecting ship's crew towards the jutting rocks of her island. She tests the wills of those she seeks and takes advantage of the weak and undisciplined. So it says, exercise your discipline. Soon your willpower will be tested and you will have to employ great discipline to make it through the rough seas ahead. Just like Ulysses was tested by the siren's song, you shall have to steel yourself against great temptation. This is the time to prove to the world that you are made of stronger stuff and can withstand whatever is thrown your way. Maintain a strict schedule, moderate your consumptions, curb your appetites, and be prepared to be tested when you least expect it. Take some time to contemplate the vices you are most susceptible to and where you might be weak. If you maintain discipline, focus and dedication to your goals and ideals, you will sail through the times with your head held high and you will be a stronger, healthier person because of it. So the antithesis says your rigidity is damaging. Add more flexibility to your life and you will add resilience. Even the strongest oak can break branches in the wind. And likewise, you too can snap under great pressures. Be like the bamboo or the willow, bend with the changing winds and you will never crack. So yeah, message of discipline, resisting temptation, and also the other side of it is to be a bit more flexible as well. So let's look at the Triumph of Galatea message. I mean, these messages aren't too long for the most part, so if you don't want to hear them, just feel free to fast forward through until we get to the cards. But yeah, there's information here and it doesn't give you like the meaning on the card, so it's going to be a lot harder to remember or to know what I'm talking about with the cards if you don't hear this. But anyway, so the Triumph of Galatea, a sea nymph and her admirers enjoy a magnificent chariot ride pulled by a pair of feisty dolphin fish. This miniature scene is set against the backdrop of a lovely lady's portrait, which suggests they are being watched. Right, so the divination message says, you are being watched. Lately you have been having fun at the expense of getting the job done, and so far there have been no serious repercussions. But be warned, someone has been keeping an eye on you, and you will not get away with this kind of behaviour forever. Perhaps she is jealous, or he is jealous of your carefree ways, or simply irritated at your lack of responsibility. In any case, it is time to straighten up and do what you are supposed to do before you get called out. And the antithesis says, do not be paranoid. You have been under a lot of pressure to perform and it is starting to get to you. You feel your every move is being scrutinized and each mistake could cost you big. Try to ease up a little. Everyone knows you are only human and despite how it seems, you are not being judged so harshly. I almost feel like I need to make a quick note on what these meanings are because obviously I'm not going to remember properly just by looking at the cards. So I'm just going to take a brief pause and just do that so that I don't forget and have to keep looking in the book. Okay, water signs. So I've checked all of them and made a few notes so that I don't have to keep looking through the book because there is no way in hell I'll remember all of this information. So yeah, I'm going to continue to read them. As I said, they're not too long. So moving on to the alchemical seas message, it says, a powerful figure stands in a sea surging with sea monsters. Her staff of power asserts her authority as the sky begins to brighten behind her. She is coming into her own and stretching her muscles, literally and figuratively. The divination meaning says, anticipate a new authority. The seas are turbulent with change and soon a new power shall arise. A new figure of authority will assert itself in your life, and it is best to prepare mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and materially. This leader may be in your professional, spiritual, academic, or social realm. There may be leadership challenges at your work, a new spiritual leader at your current place of worship, or at a new one, or even a new acquaintance who will become prominent in your personal life. While a change of authority can be stressful or cause conflict for a time, take heart. Once the seas have calmed, life will return to a state of peace and stability. Take the time to get to know this new individual and learn how she or he conducts themselves. It says herself, I'm saying them because it's like it's a message for a man or a woman, but anyway. Could she become a role model or a mentor to you? Is she a cautionary example, or is she telling you it is time to move to calmer waters? The antithesis says, step into a role of authority. Soon you will have a new dependent in your life. This may be a new baby, a child who needs your care, a younger friend who needs your help, or a junior co-worker who seeks your guidance. Take your new role seriously. You are the trusted elder here, and you need to carry yourself with dignity and authority in order to provide the most help. So for me, one of the things that just stuck in my mind with this step into authority role is if someone's considering foster care or adoption or something, that's really something that's come to mind with that message. So that is a possibility, right? And the final one, Tiger Lily, Tiger Nautilus, it says, a graceful young woman bedecked by bright tiger lilies, that's a really weird word I've never heard of, bedecked, tenderly holds the shell of a tiger nautilus close to her bosom. Her choice of adornment is reflective of her feminine beauty and elegant style. The divination message says, embrace your femininity. The feminine power is a radiance that shines from women and girls who are securely anchored within their bodies and souls. Full of tenderness, love, beauty, and grace, the feminine power is soft yet strong. Now is the time to welcome this power. It is your right to be beautiful inside and out. Awaken the queen inside you and let her blossom. Not a woman, not a problem. Look for opportunities to get closer to a woman in your life, be it your mother, sister, lover, or wife. Try looking through her eyes to help you get in touch with your feminine side and allow her spirit and compassion to influence some upcoming decisions. The antithesis says, own your masculine side. Now is the time to take control and be assertive. Take some risks towards your ambitions. You have the courage and strength to do what you have always wanted, and now is the time to do it. So again, back to the feminine energy, embracing feminine energy. One of the things, or some of the things we associate with feminine energy, apart from this beauty, grace, etc., if you want to consider that, is flow and receptivity, isn't it, as well? So just thought I'd make that point. But let's get on with your actual tarot reading now. So it's going to be a slightly different, well, very different actually, reading from what I usually do. It's a 3x3 reading, so we are going to look at past, present and future, because I feel it's important sometimes to look at the journey and progression and the path of where you were and how you got to where you are now and where you're heading as well, because it all connects and you can learn something from each part of the journey, can't you? So starting off with the past energies. So past energies first. For water signs for 2024, but obviously looking at the past energy to start with, so where you've been. You've got the 5 of Pentacles to begin with. I have said to the other signs, if you feel like the shuffling is too much, then feel free to fast forward until you see everything set up. Yeah, sometimes it takes ages for them to come out the way I do it, but this is what feels most right to me, the way I do it. So yeah, this keeps on happening as well, but I'm used to it now. So this card getting knocked over, but it's just there to remind me who I'm on. Right, so this is quite a lot, but I will take it because it feels like it makes sense to me. Yeah, I'll put it like that. So the 3 of Swords, Queen of Wands and Judgment. That really makes sense. There was a lot of talk of authority here. Or that stood out to me quite a bit, actually, the authority stuff. So I wonder if whatever you've been through here in the past, that has had an impact on you coming into your sense of authority. Actually, I can remember a specific Scorpio reading, or maybe 1 or 2 of the Scorpio readings spoke about that, actually. I mean, as I said, it is for all water signs, not just Scorpio. But yeah, that stood out. I remember that specifically. So... right, okay, so next set is going to be the present energy, the current energy. Right, so you've got the Page of Cups there, and you have the, oh, I like that. I like that. That's interesting. That is an interesting one. I mean, I'll see what clarifies it, but yeah, there's a few thoughts around that. So let's get another one for the present or current energy. That is brilliant. Yeah, it makes sense. And I don't necessarily feel like I have to clarify every single thing here. I probably will, as I've said that in the previous readings. I'm not going to clarify everything, and then I did, but not as much as I usually would. Like there's somewhere I don't feel like I need to go into as much detail because it's pretty clear. So last card for the present or current energy. Okay. Yep, makes sense. And final row, row of cards is the potential future, because the future's not set in stone. So this is the 2024 stuff. So that's where you could be heading, to be honest. So you've got the Sun. And let's get another one. You have the 6 of Swords, okay. And one more. Excuse me, we have the 6 of Wands and the 2, oh, that's nice. There's an energy here of, for this future of, well, one thing is kind of letting go of not assertiveness, why would I say that? Letting go of, the word has actually disappeared from my mind, strangely. Uncertainty, that was the word I was thinking. I don't know why assertiveness came in there. Letting go of uncertainty and of like juggling bullshit as well, to be honest. You know, where you sort of put yourself in the picture and sort of focus on what you want to achieve, your needs, being in the well, maybe being in the spotlight, but maybe your own spotlight in terms of how your mind works. Like, say if you're a person that puts everybody else first and is always focused on what other people are doing or helping other people or prioritizing them, it's more about, no, I'm focusing on what I'm trying to achieve now. I'm not juggling anyone else's shit or being uncertain about who I am, where I am, what I'm doing, that kind of thing. Right, so as I've explained to the other sides, in this particular 3x3 reading, so as I said, past, present, future, potential future. All the cards going down this column, this specifically represents you and your energy. The ones in the middle, the column in the middle, all represent what you need to know about the situation or yourself. And the ones at the end are what you can learn or what you could learn or what you can learn from those energies here. So first off, 5 of Pentacles, the past energy, that specifically would have been you at some point this year, 2023, or maybe even further back than that, but at some point that's the energy that represents you. So it's being left out in the cold, isn't it? It can be, for some people it could be poverty, for some it could have been homelessness. I'm kind of getting a down and out kind of vibe, and I don't mean that in any kind of derogatory way, but yeah, just like down and out, downtrodden potentially, or just rejected possibly. Let's get the clarifiers out on that to see if there's anything specific that comes up. Hurt is coming to mind too. Some of you may have you may have suffered a breakup in a relationship. For some of you, it would have been that somebody broke up with you and wanted to separate from you. Someone may, I can't see the Justice card here, but somebody may have gotten, I don't know if you've gotten divorced or someone might have wanted to divorce you. So I'm sorry if that's happened. I mean, obviously, if it was a shitty marriage, then it's probably for the best. But yeah, that doesn't take away from the fact that it would hurt a lot. Oh yeah, so some certain energies come up and it's not pleasant, but abuse comes to mind as well. Some of you may have been abused. I'm getting a bit of a domestic abuse vibe, possibly from that 5 of Pentacles as well. And I'm sorry if you've been through that too. But yeah, let's clarify that. And I don't know if everybody know or some know this, but years ago I did training to do voluntary work with a charity for domestic violence, or domestic abuse it's called now. And domestic abuse is not just between like spouse, partners, that kind of thing. Obviously, we all know that it can be either men or women can be the perpetrator. But I didn't actually know until I'd done that course that the perpetrator can be considered to be family members as well. So like, I mean, it's obvious like if someone's mother, well no, actually you wouldn't think about that. You probably would think more along the lines of if it's a dad that beats everybody up, it's like domestic abuse. But like the mother could be the domestic abuser, like in terms of abusing kids, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandparents. Like it's anybody in a family situation can be the perpetrator. It's not just between the spouse, partners. So that was quite an interesting fact that I mean, I'm not saying I didn't realise it was abuse, but in terms of being classed as a domestic abuse, it's okay. So yeah, I'll get off that trip because I've said enough about that. And as I say, I'm sorry for anyone who's been through that experience. Right, yep, so 5 of Pentacles, that would have been your energy specifically, feeling hurt, etc. So is there anything specific that we need to know about that? Yeah, okay, I will take that. I was looking at it and thinking, that doesn't make sense. I think the reason these cards have come up, the way I feel about these cards, is that whatever situation you ended up, where there was any rejection, hurt, etc. I mean, for some it could even be work as well. But I'm more so picking up family kind of stuff. It would have seemed like a good opportunity at the time, like that it wouldn't necessarily have all been bad, like there were good times as well. So say if it was a marriage, domestic abuse in a marriage, obviously it's, yeah, there would have been good times in the marriage. Like at the beginning, it probably, as most in most relationships, I mean, it's not impossible, but how often do you hear of domestic abuse happening where the relationship starts out with domestic abuse, like on your first date? I mean, it's not, as I said, it's not impossible, but it's usually a build-up, isn't it? That over time, there's a lot of manipulation there, and there can be love bombing involved, and then there can be situations where every time the perpetrator abuses the victim, they then try and manipulate them by buying them gifts or apologizing, or and then it can be good for like a week, a month, couple of months, whatever, and then the abuse starts again. So it would be confusing. That is, and I'm sorry that I keep bringing domestic abuse up, but that's strongly in my head because it can be confusing for people, especially if you've got someone a perpetrator who acts as if they're remorseful and you know appears to be trying to make up for it, but then it's just a really weird cycle. And even with family as well, if it's family situations, there can be good times with family as well. But then who knows what happens or why people switch. You can think you know people and then shit happens and it's a tower moment and it's like, what the hell, where did this come from? Like, how? I don't understand. So yeah, with the Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, it would have seemed at some points like there would have been happy times or happier times. But then you've got the Ten of Wands there where the burdens come in. That would be stuff like abuse, and the Ace of Swords, that's kind of where the truth comes out, isn't it? So yeah, I'll put these back in the deck, shall I? Yeah, put those back in the deck and we will look at the Queen of Wands in Judgment. And you may have been thinking a lot about the good times as well. Like, despite being in an energy of being rejected, feeling rejected, hurt, etc., you may have thought about the good times quite a lot, but you'd hopefully recognise with the Ace of Swords and Ten of Wands being there that it's not all that it seemed. Or you had that realisation, because the Ace of Swords can be clarity as well, where you sort of realise, shit, this is not what I think. And yeah, you know, like light bulb moments. Right, so Three of Swords, Queen of Wands, Judgment. That's what you need to know about the situation. So let's clarify that. I mean, it's knowing that it's painful for a start. But I would say with the Queen of Wands and Judgment being there, that is an energy where it's knowing that you can escape that. For some of you would have escaped this. I mean, there is an energy here where there's quite a bit of moving on energy. So for this particular group of people, you may have realized that you were able to get out of that. And with that Queen of Wands energy, that's kind of where you take your power back. As much as you're hurt, you realize with the Judgment card as well that you can take your power back and you can sort of change things. You can change your life. I mean, you've got the Three of Wands there, which suggests to me it's a card of what you can learn from that. And for me, that's like setting new intentions. So I'm just going back to checking what I wrote about the Oracle cards as well, just to see, yeah, because as I said, we've got a lot of stuff about discipline in here, new authority. That's where you take your power back, isn't it? And then it spoke of embracing masculine energy, so assertiveness is there as well for this particular part of things. That energy of being watched as well, and paranoia, that being watched energy in terms of abuse, there was a mention of jealousy in that, and that can come into things as well. And the thing is, if you've been through experiences like that, that can make you paranoid too. So yeah, I mean, as I say, it doesn't have to be about abuse. The rejection could have been anything: lost a job, lost a home, homelessness. There's any number of ways that people can be downtrodden, down and out, hurt, left out in the cold. So yeah, Three of Swords, Queen of Wands, Judgment. You've got the Queen of Wands again, yeah. So it's that awareness of knowing or desiring to take your power back and to sort of make your own choices and get on. Well, not get on with it, because that's just a bit mad. If you've been through that experience, you don't just get up and like, oh yeah, I'm just going to get on with it. It's a process, isn't it? But it's having that awareness at the very least. Anything else for that? Leaving a shitty situation behind, or sort of moving on from the past and knowing that you now have to move forward. So it's that same kind of energy, isn't it? Let's look at the Three of Wands, which I said it was like setting new intentions. Yeah. The King of Cups would be where whatever situation was going on that made you feel this energy, it's then sort of being very aware of how you feel and being ready to, again, being ready to set new intentions from that. So acknowledging everything, you know, like I suppose if you were in certain situations, you can downplay things and to protect yourself. Because who wants to fully address painful feelings? For the most part, we don't, do we? So you do tend to push things down. But then here with that King of Cups, it's like knowing everything that's going on in your head and acknowledging all of the feelings, the good and the bad, and being like, right, I want things to change. So anything else for that? Yep, you get to choose a new path with that. I would say with that Six of Cups, I mean, it is about taking note of the past, but being able to move on from it as well. Wanting to turn, for me, for the Six of Wands being in reverse here, in this particular part, it feels like wanting to turn things around. So it would be kind of trying to move towards the Six of Wands being upright, which is where, again, as I said, you do sort of focus on yourself and what you want to achieve. So we'll leave that bit there. And we will now look at the current energy where you have the Six of Pentacles in reverse and the Page of Cups. And I think the first thing that came to mind when I looked at that was just this energy of, as I say, if you've been, like, say if you've been overgiving to others or prioritizing others, it's now like prioritizing yourself. It's feeling a different way. I mean, there can be an element of vulnerability associated with that Page of Cups as well. And that would be where you would embrace this feminine energy too, wouldn't it? The vulnerability could be considered to be more along the lines of feminine energy. But as I say, it's feeling a different way, and probably wanting to do things in a different way as well. And I would say probably being more discerning. So you did have assertiveness as well. That was here with the cards too. I'm sorry, I have to keep looking because they don't tell you what the meaning is on the front. So that's all I've got to go by. I haven't got my memories that amazing that I can remember everything that we spoke of in the cards. Right, so Six of Pentacles, Page of Cups. Wow, okay, I like that. See, this to me, this Ace of Swords, it feels like that protective, being more protective of yourself. So that's why I say that Page of Cups feels more like a new feeling. As I say, it could be vulnerability, but it feels more like a new feeling rather than vulnerability. Let's just get one more for that. So again, this is your energy specifically, and this is in the present. Yeah, feeling this, prioritizing yourself and protecting yourself. I mean, the Four of Cups is whatever would disappoint you, but even that can feel like being discernment as well, because I know in the Four of Cups, a lot of the times we refer to it as being like, oh, it's where you would reject things, it's apathy, blah, blah, blah. But it can also be where you don't have to take every opportunity that's offered to you, do you? There's no obligation. You get to choose. You get to choose, you get to be discerning and decide if you want to take an opportunity or be around a certain person or a group of people or accept help or whatever it is. You are allowed to be kind of protective of yourself. I mean, obviously you don't want to get to the extreme of being so protective that you cut everybody out and you don't trust anybody, because then, I mean, there is the potential for paranoia there, which I said, and it's mentioned in the book for these cards as well. But again, as I say, it's kind of, yep, I think discernment is just the key word here, and being more clear and assertive about the decisions that you want to make, the path you want to choose, the intentions that you want to set. So let's look at the Four of Wands and Queen of Pentacles. I mean, the first thing I'll say about that, it's building a stronger foundation within yourself and for yourself based on your values. There's probably going to be more of a self-worth thing. I mean, if you look at the path here, you have this in the past that was where there was the pain and then sort of the realization of that you want things to change. You've got the part here where you sort of build the foundation or rebuild the foundation even, and then the Six of Wands, it's where you go to calmer waters. It is where you move on, isn't it? So let's look at that Four of Wands and Queen of Pentacles. What came out? Was it just that one? Okay. Ace of Wands. So it's like a new chapter, isn't it? New beginning. Again, it's that leaving any bullshit behind, not settling. And you could consider that Ace of Wands to be assertive as well. Eight of Pentacles, High Priestess. The Eight of Pentacles here is focus. You get to choose what you focus on based on your worth and your sense of self-worth as well, and what you value, and you trust. You probably would be trusting your intuition and listening to your intuition more. Like if previously you kind of felt obligated towards people or situations, it's a case of now, well, no, the obligation can be secondary. I'm going with my intuition and my making sure my needs are taken care of first. So this is all present energy, and this can be a process. It doesn't mean that you're exactly perfectly doing all of this now, but you are very much, how would I put it, on course. You know what I mean? It's ongoing at present. That's what it feels like. 10 of Wands would be what you learn from this. It's letting go of the burdens, whatever it is that is just weighing you down. It's just baggage that you don't need, excess baggage. It's letting go of that, and it's at the 10. So even if you haven't completely done that, as I said, it's ongoing. You've got the Knight of Swords, so it's that becoming very clear about what you do and don't need. Yeah, I'll take those two. And wow, Page of Wands. So again, for me, the Page of Wands, it can be identifying yourself. It's exploration as well. You've got that fiery energy. You've got quite a bit of fire energy here, actually. You've got that Knight of Wands. It's more that fearless energy, that sort of assertiveness. Again, it's the risk. It is that masculine energy, isn't it? And then you've got the Seven of Wands again. That's protective energy towards yourself. That I'm not going to take any bullshit or take on things that I don't need to take on. And as I say, it kind of feels like it's ongoing. So let's look at the future. So this will be the 2024 stuff. I have a thought on that Sun card, but I'm not... Yeah, let me clarify it and see, because I'm not sure yet. So let's have a look. So the Sun in reverse, please. Why is that there? So this is your energy specifically in 2024, whether it's the beginning, the middle, the end, whatever point at 2024. What the hell? Okay. That does actually make sense. The Sun, it felt like it was something to do with potential and opportunity when it came out. But with it being in reverse, it's kind of where it's not clear. And then obviously the Seven of Cups can be about things not being clear. It can be about confusion, considering the different perspectives, the opportunities, wondering if something is worth your time and energy or not. Is there a specific opportunity here, or is it just everything in general? I mean, that would be considering if it's going to be burdensome. I would say the Queen of Cups here is like considering how you feel about it. I mean, the Seven of Cups is considering how you feel as well, because we can talk about the Seven of Cups being about questioning if something based on how you feel is worth doing or pursuing, don't we? So, and then you know that saying, all that glitters is not gold, that is coming to mind here. So with the Sun here, it's that kind of feeling of when certain situations arise or opportunities come up, it's sort of looking at them and thinking, I can see what you're showing me, but is that the real deal? What are the hidden depths of that? Is there anything I'm not seeing? Do I need to be clearer on this before I can sort of make a move? And it's also like choosing your new path as well, for me, because you'd want the Sun, you would want it to be more so in the upright, wouldn't you? Which is upright, it is full potential, it is joy, happiness, enjoyment. So again, you may be considering how you can achieve more joy and happiness in your life, but figuring it out based on how you feel and any burdens that need to be dropped, getting rid of them. Seven of Swords, that would be where you want to be clear about everything. You want things to be crystal clear. You want to know the truth. I mean, there could be an element of risk there as well, but it's probably more about wanting everything to be clear as well. Let's just get one more for that. Yeah, because then once it's clear, once you know the reality of everything and you kind of have the information that you need, then you can focus. It's not giving a specific, so it feels more like a general approach to life, I would say. So that's your energy specifically. I mean, as I say, one meaning it can be simply just trying to regain your happiness and your joy. That's one thing, and just sort of again put yourself in the spotlight. Put your needs first. So we've got the Six of Swords, which is what you need to know about the situation. I mean, again, it's just moving to calmer waters, isn't it? Really. Two of Pentacles, yeah, it's moving away. What did I say was uncertainty? It was that, wasn't it, where I said no more uncertainty? Both of these cards can be cards of uncertainty and juggling the bullshit as well. Trying to balance things out that you shouldn't be balancing. Anything else? Oh, wow. It's, yeah, fully overcoming the grief and the pain, I would say. You don't want, I mean, not to say that we can completely escape hurt and stuff like that in life, but, you know, and it drags on too long or it's unnecessary, it's kind of moving away from that. There's a card, which card is it? I can't remember which deck it was, but I feel like I've seen a message, or I can remember a message in my head. Yeah, I know what deck it is actually. It is the Believe in Yourself deck, and there's something about you can make the sun shine again, or something to that effect. And that's what that's making me think of. It's like trying to get the sun, bring the sun back into your life if you've been through a struggle. That's what I'm getting here. So I'll have a final look at that, but it's pretty much the same as what I said. It's again focusing on your needs, your happiness, what you want to focus on, putting yourself in the spotlight, even if it is just with yourself, and letting go of all the things that you don't need to be dealing with, basically. So that's the theme for you in 2024. It feels like you've begun the process. But for 2024, it feels like more joy for you, more prioritizing yourself and your needs, making sure you're taken care of. Oh, wow. You know what I'm getting? I'll tell you in a second with that. Right. Yep, I like that. With that Judgment card being there, so upright, one of the meanings can be second chances. That feels like no more second chances. Any situation that was bullshit, and it may be stuff where you've had repetitive cycles with it as well. It's like, no more second chances. And that is, as I say, it's potential. So your free will is involved, others' free will is involved. It's dependent on if you get to choose if you want to give something a second chance or not. And remember, it said in the Shipwreck Siren card, about discipline and resisting temptation. That's what that makes me feel with that Judgment card. Resisting temptation. If there is temptation to go back to an old situation or do something the way you did it before that was detrimental to you, it's a no. It's that you are, you need to kind of become your own authority, don't you? I mean, I know there was a mention of new authority here. I'm not seeing that. I mean, it could be for someone out there that a new authority could come into your life, whether it is at work, whatever. But I feel more like the authority is you. Within that particular message, it's about becoming your own authority. And then with the Knight of Pentacles, for me, the meaning here, we know that the Knight of Pentacles upright can be very dutiful. I think dutiful is the key theme here. Again, it's that anything where you sort of feel like someone's trying to pull you back, or you kind of been pulled back into a situation that you were very loyal and dutiful before, but it was completely detrimental to you. It's like no more chances. So that would be like your main thing for 2024, is really looking out for yourself, getting your peace, bringing the joy back into your life and putting yourself first, and not giving any more chances to bullshit that just is never going to change. And you'll know how it feels. Well, you'll know if it's a situation where you've already given it too many chances, or if there's a second chance that could come up. You'll know, trust yourself to know that whether it is or is not right for you. So let's get you some final guidance from excuse me, from the Spirit Animal deck. So final advice for Group 1 or Deck 1 water signs for 2024. So you've got a couple here. Let's have a look at these first. You have Seahorse Spirit, Watch and Wait. I like that. That's quite funny. That happened in another reading. And Antelope Spirit, Life is Speeding Up. So you know what, actually, let me just have a quick look in the book. I was thinking there was a reading I did yesterday. It could have been for Earth, actually. Earth signs, where it was like may or may not have been earth, it could have been fire actually, because I did those two yesterday, where it was like, you got to be patient. But then when you're being patient, some sort of information or opportunity will come in very, very quickly, and then things move fast. And that's the same kind of energy I'm getting from these cards. Let me just get you one more, and then I may look in the book, actually. You are never alone. Wow. So that's if you need, if you feel like you need support, which you may need for whatever you've been going through, or you may need support moving forward as well to help you achieve the things that you want to achieve. You may just need like a shoulder to cry on, or just like someone to be kind of like a cheerleader as well when you kind of struggling, you know, just someone to sort of encourage you, whether it's spiritual, literally. But yeah, let me just have a quick look at that watch and wait energy. I know the life speeding up message is pretty self-explanatory. It's when things change. So 2024, it does, I mean, things change anyway, but yeah, if you felt like your life has been just a long, slow, drawn out story, process, whatever, in 2023 and previously as well, then 2024 could be a year where things change pretty quickly, possibly, or there could be a particular point in 2023 where things change pretty quickly. So, watch and wait. I just want to see what the... That's that temptation thing again, that is. I'm going to read the message just for Seahorse Spirit, and I'll read both the Oracle message and the, protection message, because it feels more like the Oracle message is relevant, but I'll read the protection message anyway, because that could be relevant to someone. It says, hovering gracefully, the seahorse observes with the perspective of one who is not engulfed by the drama, remaining at a distance from all the turbulence. Seahorse Spirit appears at this time to remind you of the need to be neutral and gain perspective. I have to say it because it's in my head. The song, you know, I don't know if you know the Mary J. Blige song, No More Drama. That's in my head right now as I'm reading this message. No more drama. Right. Seahorse Spirit appears at this time to remind you of the need to be neutral and gain perspective. Your message from Seahorse Spirit is, not my circus, not my monkeys. Spirit wants you to know that even if you are tempted to jump into the fray and try to fix things, the best way to serve yourself and others right now is to remain calm and simply watch and see. Another message here is that whatever your query, Seahorse Spirit asks you to step back from it, be willing to explore things from different angles rather than a single one, and just observe what is possible. From the perspective of the position of the neutral observer, you will discover a myriad of opportunities and a deeper understanding of what you seek and why, and you will know beauty, truth, love, and wisdom. So that Mary J. Blige song is really in my head. If you've never heard it before, I'd never tried to push anyone to listen to it, but if you've been through a really, really shitty, rough time, you might find that song something soothing, inspiring, whatever about that song, because she talks about the stuff she's been through in her life and just sort of moving on and, you know, getting past all of it. And it is quite emotional. It's actually making me feel quite tearful thinking about it. And it's not, I don't think I've ever listened to it before and felt like crying, to be honest, but thinking about it now, and then with the context of some of the stuff in this reading, it is bringing me kind of, yeah, it's bringing those feelings up. So yeah, maybe that might be useful to someone. Right, so the protection message says, are you holding on to judgment, sure that your perspective is the only correct way to look at things? There are as many perspectives as there are creatures in the sea, and when Seahorse Spirit appears, you are reminded to detach from the experience so you can view it from more than one angle. Pay attention to your hidden beliefs and how they affect the way you think, feel, and act. Are you being fair to all involved, or do you need to step back? Perhaps the drama you have been drawn into is your own. Whatever the actions of others, your challenge is to be non-reactive and not take their words or behaviours personally. Their turbulence may have little to do with you, so remain neutral until you know more. Your perspective may be quite different in time. I will say with that protection message, the paranoia stuff was coming up for me. So, as I said, if you really have been through some serious shit with people who've treated you really badly, in 2023 and previously, it's understandable that you would be paranoid, but just kind of be careful. I'm not saying don't be protective of yourself, but kind of be careful that the paranoia doesn't become detrimental to you. That's just a thought I'm having here. So I'll leave your message there. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want a personal reading, see the information in the description box below. Hopefully there was something helpful here for you, and have a blessed 2024. Welcome back, group 2, those of you who picked the second deck. So again, just reiterating that these messages are what do you need to know for 2024. It's all water signs, so Scorpio, Pisces, and my mind has gone blank, Cancer. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Again, if you feel the need to, if you have a sun, moon or rising sign that is air, fire or earth, you're welcome to watch those readings as well. But let's get on with your reading. Okay, I just wanted to say before I begin actually, thank you to everyone who watches, likes, shares, comments on the video, subscribes to the channel. All of it is greatly appreciated. And if you want to book a personal reading, see the info in the description box below the video for that. But yep, let's get on with your reading. So this message, whatever comes out, can relate to an important event, theme, running theme, turning point for you in 2024, and this can happen at any point during 2024. I'm going to get you a message from the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck first of all. We'll say about 3 messages, and then we'll get into the tarot cards. So for water signs, group 2 water signs, what do we need to know for 2024, please? Right, you have this card. I almost dread every time this card comes out because it is like the most ambiguous card in the deck. So just bear with me. We've got one on the floor. Voyage as well. Okay, actually today, wow, look at the colours. Look at those colours here. Can you see that? How the colours connect? Yeah, those two. It doesn't feel as ambiguous today with that Voyage card coming up. So it's like it's giving the feeling of kind of going off on a new journey, like whether it is literally or just in life in general. Let's see what else comes out. And the Wonders card is making me feel of miracles as well. So like, you know, if you thought such and such would never happen, like even for someone, okay, so a message that is coming up for someone, and this kind of thing doesn't happen that often for me, is someone might meet the love of their life in 2024. And I would usually not kind of, well, for a start, I don't really do many love readings, and my readings aren't usually love focused in general. So, and I'd never want to sort of give anybody false hope, but that thought really has come to mind, and that feeling that someone could potentially meet the love of their life during 2024, and travel could be involved actually. Okay. Anything else? We have adventures, which I like. Shall I take the... Okay, we'll take whatever's under adventures as well. So adventures, I mean, that is, it's again, it's kind of like travel. So there could be, someone could be going to a foreign country potentially. Sometimes traveling can be mentally traveling as well, like within your imagination. I will say, in terms of that whole love of your life thing, and I don't know why this is coming up so strongly for me because it doesn't usually, but if you are someone who has had really complex, and it might not just be relating to love, but complex relationships in the past where things have been really difficult, maybe you've experienced love bombing, relationships with people that are just players, that kind of thing. If you are one of the people that meets the love of their life this year, it could be a very simple, straightforward, you know, just flowing relationship. And it doesn't mean it would be perfect, but it's just one of those things where it flows. It flows, the way everything happens just flows. That's the feeling I'm getting. And so that could, if it's you meeting the love of your life, that could happen. Relationships in general with family, whoever, whatever, there's a possibility that if you've been through a lot of shit with that kind of stuff in 2023 or previously as well, that things could kind of calm down there, like you're simplifying your life and it's kind of freeing you up to kind of go on this new adventure. But let's look at that Wonders card quickly, just because I never know what the hell it means. So no matter how many times I read it, right, so okay, yeah, it's that miraculous kind of energy. It's not literal. I mean, I think there is a separate miracles card in here, actually. Let's see. Yeah, there is a separate miracles card. But it is that miracles energy where I'll read it, actually. So it's, I'll show you the card. It is It's a amethyst. They mentioned smoky quartz, but it looks like an amethyst to me. So I'll just read you the whole thing. It says, natural rock crystals, clear, amethyst, citrine, rose and smoky were all revered in ancient times. The Aborigines of Australia called it Maban, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, so sorry if I'm butchering that, which was the material through which the shamans and elders gained their magical powers. The Egyptians believed quartz had mystical healing abilities and would bury their dead with a piece of crystal on their forehead. The Greeks and Romans believed crystals were solid ice that had been formed by the gods and thus had mystical powers. Even to present day, people believe that crystals can help manifest their intentions. Perhaps that is because of this is a weird word, piezoelectric qualities of quartz. The reason why quartz can amplify radio signals. There are some places in the world where it is not uncommon to find crystals on the surface of the land. These are especially powerful because they have found you in their natural setting. So it says, the sacred landscape wants you to know, just around the corner, exciting possibilities are waiting for you. Wonders will be abounding in your life. Sometimes they won't be apparent at first, nevertheless they are there. The more you see them and embrace them, the more these possibilities will grow in magnitude. Celebrate and cherish even the smaller ones, no matter how tiny they may seem. Let go of expectations. Don't limit the way that you think that wondrous events could appear in your life. Be open if you believe anything and everything is possible. So yeah, there could be some really pleasant surprises in your life in 2024 that just, if you're not already on a new adventure, it could take you in a completely new direction, to be frank. And it's one of those things where I can already imagine that with it saying wonders, that the cards probably won't even want to tell me what it is specifically, to be honest. As I say, I've given the one adventure of someone meeting the love of their life. Somebody could actually be moving to another country. That might be something that you might be sitting there thinking, oh, that would never be me. I've got no plans to do that. And then 6 months later, you're moving to another country. So let's have a look at the tarot cards for you. So I'm doing a 3x3 reading. This is different from the way I usually do the spreads. We are going to look at past, present and potential future energies, because I feel sometimes it's important to see the journey of where you've been, how you've got to where you are now and how it's going to go forward, because everything connects, doesn't it? So past energies first of all. You've got the Emperor. So I'm going to take that Hierophant, but not the others. Those don't feel right. And last card for the past energy. Well, I will tell you, there's something about learning from the past here. I feel like that's about learning from the past, but let's see what other cards come out. So let's do the present or current energy now. Yeah, it does. It's making sense already, actually. Okay, and I know these look bad, but they actually feel good, to be honest. And that's part of that learning from the past energy there. Let's get your potential future cards. So 2024, this is the 2024 stuff now. So group 2, 2024. I mean, this would be the massive change, wouldn't it? Where I said that your life could take you in a completely different direction. Well, I mean, you know that I wouldn't usually see and the Ten of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. I wouldn't usually see like as a first go-to meaning the lovers of being about romance necessarily, but after talking about meeting the love of your life, who knows? For someone, that could be that there. Right. Anything else? Oh my God, it's back. Right, there we go. 10 of Cups at the end. Right, so as I've said, past, present, future. The cards along this column specifically represent you. The middle column represents what we need to know about the situation or you. And then the final column of cards is the guidance or what you can learn from that. So we have the Emperor, first of all, and that feels like it's where you've sort of taken control of things. That's why I said it looks like you may have learned from the past here, because the Hierophant is what you need to know. So that's kind of what you've learned, or indicating that you have learned something, probably about authority, or taking charge or taking the lead in something. And then the Six of Cups, that would be that is what you learn, isn't it? So it's from the past, whatever it is from the past, you've learned something about the past or from the past. So let's look at the Emperor first of all as excuse me, as the first card for the past energies, which specifically represents you. This is like the moment where you take, or the point at which you take control in a situation or in life in general. So the Emperor. I will point out that somebody may have become a teacher at some point this year, or a little bit earlier than that. So we've got the Nine of Cups. How am I doing this? Let's do it there. Nine of Cups, Ace of Swords. Yeah, let's get just one more for that. I don't think we need that much yet. Yeah, somebody could have become a teacher, to be honest, with this. That's a bit of a vibe I'm getting here. Public speaking is coming to mind as well with the communication cards, whether it's public speaking like literally on stage, online, that sort of thing. But yeah, as I said, this is the point at which you take the lead either in a particular situation or in your life. I mean, definitely in terms of how you express yourself, you're taking the lead or taking control there. Definitely thinking about, you definitely were in a period where it's like, this is what satisfied me. Maybe it is communication. Somebody could have become done some kind of writing as well, with the Ace of Swords and Knight of Swords being there. Like if anybody wrote a book or something to that effect, or did some kind of writing online, that could be relevant here. But it's thinking about, because the Emperor can be their own boss as well, can't they? So in terms of business, it's like, what kind of work will make me happy? And then, as I say, that could be public speaking or communication or writing in some way, shape or form. In general, it's kind of, again, taking the lead and just knowing what your truth is, being very clear on what it is that you need to make you feel satisfied. So let's just move those there. Let's look at that Hierophant. So that's what you need to know about that situation or period of time or whatever. You've got loads of communication. And the communication can even be in terms of how you communicate with people in general. So like your friends, your family members, acquaintances, community, romantically as well. I mean, the King of Swords would have strong boundaries too, wouldn't they? Oh, I love it. You know, and you get a card, like you talk about boundaries and then you get the Six of Pentacles in reverse. It's hilarious because for me, when the Six of Pentacles is in reverse, one of the meanings can be it's where you're not overly generous anymore, because upright, it can be about generosity, can't it? So in reverse, it's like this is where nobody can take advantage of you anymore, because you've got that sense of assertiveness and authority. There is something here, that teaching thing is coming up again, where you may have shared or be sharing information. No, this is the past actually. So shared information that can help others to kind of help themselves as well. That's coming to mind too. So that would be a way of teaching people. So like advisory, if it's not literally teaching, advisory sort of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So again, if you're looking at it as the perspective of it's just you, that you've learned to become more assertive or something to that effect, and not to have stronger boundaries, that's helped you to move on from any past like hurts, pain, where people have taken advantage. And it's kind of, it's just taken you in a new direction in general with the Fool there and the Knight of Wands. And there's a greater sense of freedom there as well. Let's look at that Six of Cups. I mean, that is learning from the past. I don't know if there's if it's worth even clarifying, but I will anyway. You would have learned from past experiences the need to focus on yourself more. Yeah, your self-worth and what you value. And the sort of the ability to sort of choose your own path as well, because those are in reverse, they should be upright. So it's like you've learned what not to do in terms of your sense of self-worth and values and the decisions that you make. So I will take those back and we will look at the current energies. So in the past, it feels like there's been just a, I want to say uprising, to be honest. It's just where you may have become more confident and in control and assertive in your own life, really. And it was a learning process as well. And as I say, you may be using that to help teach, to communicate. But there are boundaries there too. So, current energies, Ace of Wands, that is a new chapter. It can be new inspiration as well. I would say with the Four of Cups and Two of Pentacles there in the middle, that's kind of knowing what you don't want, to be honest. Knowing what you don't want. And again, that learning energy of learning what not to put up with, what not to do. So Ace of Wands. I feel like that was the Nine of Cups again, actually, but let's see what it is, if I can get it without knocking stuff out. It's the Nine of Cups again. It's very focused on what will make you happy, to be honest. You might have even felt a sense of like renewed passion for life or yourself. You got the Knight of Cups, which is, it's about pursuing your dreams, isn't it? Or thinking about your dreams. And Eight of Pentacles is what you want to focus on. So it's a very inspired, as your energy, it's feeling very inspired to get your sense of satisfaction, to pursue your dreams and choose what you focus on and what you want to put your efforts into. Right, let's look at the Four of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. So we've got the Eight of Wands. We've got the Queen of Wands. So this is now what you need to know about the situation. Right, okay, yeah, I'll leave it there. So this is telling me that what you need to know about the situation is that you probably become very clear about what you will and won't settle for and what you feel is valuable, because the Two of Pentacles there feels like balancing your values or deciding what your values are, choosing your values and then how you want to progress based on knowing what you don't want. That helps you to progress and move forward. The Queen of Wands, she knows what she wants. Once you figure out what you don't want, then you can progress and figure out what you do want and then decide what you consider to be abundance, whether it is meeting the love of your life, moving to another country, teaching, communicating, making money. You get to decide. Writing a book, yep, you decide what's valuable and what you don't want. Five of Cups, Nine of Wands is like the guidance, what you can learn in the present. So let's clarify that. Ooh, boundaries. Boundaries. For a start. Let's see what else. It may even be about speaking. If you are someone who's communicating and advising and assisting people, it may be about leading by example with that King of Swords. That has come up quite a lot in the last few weeks, actually, in general. So leading by example, whether it is sharing your story to help inspire people along those kind of lines, but 100% boundaries with that, where people have made you feel stressed, hurt you, put too much pressure on you and stress on you, and worn you down. It's like boundaries. Yeah, where you would have said, is it worth it? If you feel have felt obligated to anyone in any particular situation or people or whatever, it's sort of being able to assess and say, you know what, is this actually worth it? And if it's not, then boundaries. So let's now look at your potential future energy for 2024. You've got the Death card. For me, it means that it's a massive transformation. And I did say at the beginning, it's like, it feels like your life could be going in a whole different direction. Possibly. It's definitely a death of the old way of life, or of something, of doing something, or beliefs even sometimes. So let's see, what is the Death card representing here? We've got the Hermit, we've got the Five of Swords. We have the Four of Wands. That Four of Wands just feels like building a new life in excuse me, in general. Whatever that means to you. Is there anything specific? I mean, again, the boundaries thing is still sticking out with that Five of Swords being there. I mean, clearly you've done some soul searching. I mean, if you haven't already started the process of having a spiritual awakening, because it could be that the awakening has already kind of begun and it's just a greater progression of that with that Death card. It might be that 24, you're not the only sign. There was one other group in one of the other signs that got this, that you may have an awakening in 2024. Or as I've said, when it comes to awakenings, I'm still trying to figure out if it's one huge awakening with different chapters, if it's mini awakenings and then some are big awakenings, whatever it is, it's just an ongoing thing. It's not like one and then it's done. But that is coming up because that Hermit card, there's a lot of soul searching there. You've got Justice. You may still have to address some issues with people from your past, or the people that are in your life at present, actually, where there's a bit of conflict. But however, it feels like you're in a better position to do that, like you have a stronger foundation and sense of self if you have to do that. That's one thing that comes to mind. But it feels in general like it's just your whole life could be changing. I mean, the Four of Wands can be a house move. It can be a house move. Is it this reading I've mentioned it in, or the one before this about divorce? It might have been the previous reading, actually. I'm just thinking, I wonder if somebody could potentially be getting divorced. And that's an interesting thing as well. Yeah, there's a possibility somebody could be getting divorced with seeing the Justice and the Four of Wands there. So you know that thing where I said somebody could meet the love of their life, and it could be really surprising. If you are someone who's getting divorced or gotten divorced in 2024, if you did meet the love of your life, it might be a bit of a shock, especially if you were someone who you've gotten divorced and you're like, you know, I just can't be bothered with relationships anymore. I'm just not interested now. Don't want to know. It could come as a shock, and feel free at any point during 2024 or now even, if you want to leave a comment and let us know if that happens. I'm talking about the meeting your love of the life part, but yeah, if you want to share anything in general, I'm happy to hear that. But yeah, that would be really fascinating if you wanted to share that. Let's just get one more for that. Okay. Yeah, it's just still giving an energy, a very general energy for the most part, of changing your life, your direction, more soul searching, cutting ties with the old ways, your old life possibly. Yeah, it's more general. As I say, the home stuff, the moving, traveling, and the marriage or love of your life and divorce stuff came up as well for that. Let's look at the Lovers then. Let's have a look at this Lovers, because this is what you can. So this is what you need to know about the situation. Excuse me. So let's clarify that Lovers card. Oh my God, you got Death again. So somebody really could be getting divorced, to be honest. You've got the Sun there. The Emperor. The Ace of Swords. And let's get one more. The Two of Swords. Okay. So yeah, still feels like there is a possibility for divorce. Obviously, that's not the only thing that comes up. If you have to cut ties with something or someone that you love in 2024, know that it's for the best. Because that Sun card is there, the Empress there. It's like if you have to cut ties with something or someone, it kind of frees you. It frees you, it puts you more in your power. You gain a greater sense of clarity. Victory even is coming to mind with the Ace of Swords. It might be a difficult decision to make if you do have to do that. But as I say, it's like, even if you have to put something to an end, there's like brighter days ahead. And as I say, even if it's not a person or a situation, it might just be your old way of life in general. But it's almost like something better can come in if you're able to let go of the old thing, life, situation, person, ways. So 10 of Cups. So let's look at that. That's your guidance. Without even looking at the cards, it feels like it's just saying don't sort of fear it. We've got the 2 of Pentacles and the 8 of Swords. No, I'm going to try that again. That was, a couple of different cards. Yeah, I mean, that would be fear for me. In advice, I will take them actually. As advice, that would be fear. You might fear making the wrong decision actually. And it's sort of a warning to not be afraid of making the wrong decision, because these cards are suggesting fear. And don't be afraid of your happiness. I know that sounds like a really weird thing to say, but when you've been through certain experiences in life, and there's not a shitload of negative stuff here, but when you have been through difficult experiences, you can get to a point where sometimes people don't necessarily feel like they deserve happiness, or they're not sure they'll ever get happiness again. But in terms of making the decisions, don't sort of fear making the wrong decision. And this feels like with the 3 of Wands and the 6 of Wands is that, yes, set your intentions on what you want to succeed in, but you can always change your intentions if things don't go to plan. So overall for 2024, it really just looks like the death of the old ways, for the most part. Death of the old ways, and just be very aware of not being afraid of choosing wrong, I would say. Don't be afraid to choose wrong. But yeah, as I say, the house move, the love of your life thing still stands out. Divorce potentially for some, and I'm sorry if you go through that experience. But it's like better days are ahead. It's a new adventure. New adventure. So I'll get some final cards of guidance, or a card from the postcards from Spirit deck for you. I would say stick with that Emperor energy that you've got there and the Ace of Wands. Maintain that, because that's strong energy, that sort of motivating. It's in control, it's taking the lead. You know, let that lead you. Continue to let that lead you. And continue to do soul searching, because it's like, just because you get strong and motivated and inspired and you gain your sovereignty or regain your sovereignty and empowerment, it doesn't mean that the work is done. It doesn't mean that that's it. Things can always change. Life is full of change, isn't it? And we have to adapt. No matter how strong we feel, anything can change and it can drag us back down, and we have to sort of learn again, as usual. So final message for water signs, group 2. You have 2 messages here. And the first one says, dearest you, all your prayers, if you can see that, are heard and mirrored back to you from the unseen realms. Be grateful, praise things before they manifest, and always ask for the highest good. When you plead and beg, that will bring you only more reasons to plead and beg. Instead, offer your prayers as sacred gifts, as a testament to your faith in a higher power. Open up and let Spirit move through you and comfort you. Add meditation as a way to become empty, so you will be ready to be filled with inspired epiphanies, peace, understanding, and joy. In this moment, your prayers are being answered for the highest good of both you and all life. Sometimes what you pray for is not supposed to happen for you, and your prayers will be answered in surprising ways. At this moment, we are listening intently to your prayers and want you to know that your highest good is our priority. All is well. That feels like that wonders energy very much. So let's do this message as well. It says, on Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based on shared experiences. Eventually, after repeating one enough, it becomes your main story that you use to define yourself and the world. So to get the answers you seek, you must get vulnerable and hear your story when you tell it. Ask, why do you tell it? Is it really true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth that spirit is in all things? Do you see how other stories overlap and intertwine? Spirit loves stories, for they are like blueprints for co-creation. So tell the one we know to be true about you. A story of courage, gratitude, and honesty. Tell an empowered story about well-being, wisdom, and grace. You will experience your world according to the story you tell about it. So make sure they're stories you're proud of. Genuine, loving fan club. So that, again, that feels like that intentions thing, and about like don't be afraid of making the wrong decision and being afraid of happiness, and that you can change your intentions. But I will leave your message there. Feel free to like, share, comment on the video. Feel free to subscribe to the channel as well. If you want to book a personal reading, see the info in the description box below the video. Thank you for watching. I hope there was something very helpful here for you, and have a blessed 2024. Welcome back, group 3, those of you who chose deck number 3. So again, just to reiterate, the messages are for water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, what you need to know for 2024. Again, if your sun, moon or rising sign is air, fire or earth, feel free to watch those videos as well. So we're going to start off with a message from the Shapeshifters deck. Just need to say, actually, thank you to everyone who watches, likes, shares, comments on the video, subscribes to the channel. It's all appreciated. And if you want to book a personal reading, see the info in the description box. But let's get into your reading. So the messages that come out might relate to an important event, a theme, a running theme, or a turning point for you in 2024. And it can happen at any point during 2024. So we're going to start, as I say, with the message from the Oracle of the Shapeshifters deck, first of all. Well, we get about 3 messages. And then we'll get onto the main spread. So for group 3 water signs for 2024, what do you need to know? Yes, that is my tummy rumbling. I did not eat breakfast. I don't do breakfast. But it's okay. So messages for water signs, group 3 water signs for 2024, please. Yeah, it's going to be one of those that it's difficult to come out. Feel free, if you can't take the shuffling, to fast forward until you see the cards start to fly out, because yes, it can take a while sometimes. Yep, this one's really not wanting to come out, is it? There we go. Okay, yep. I'm getting a no on this one, actually. Okay, yeah, I can see why, because there's 2 of them. Right, we'll definitely take these, and I'm going to try and get one more. Can I get one more message, please? Yeah, it's going to be the bottom one there. That one. Right, so the messages you have are Little Owlin, Wisdom as light as a feather. You also have, this one was next, wasn't it? Alice in a Sea of Tears. Cast away, out of your depth, feeling abandoned. And you also have Frog Princess, heed wise counsel, listen. So, I am going to look in the book. I may not read the entire message. So let's start off with that Little Owlin one, the light as a feather message. Just bear with me while I find it. So I'm just going to read the divination message. Yeah, I'm just going to read the divination message for these. The messages are quite long, but it's just, I feel like the divination message will be sufficient for this reading, because it's going to be quite a lot. So it says, for the Little Owlin, wisdom as light as a feather. A piece of priceless wisdom will be learned in a very simple, very easy way. There is enough potent wisdom available for everyone. You simply need a small portion of this wisdom for it to have an immense influence in all matters. You may receive signs that the wisdom of the owl is with you, the unblinking eye, the truth teller, the one who is the friend of the goddess, from Athena to, and I can't say this, Bloodued. Yeah, I may be saying that completely wrong. I've never heard it before, and I've read the message before, but I don't remember saying it. It is likely that people may underestimate you or feel that you have that because you have a light touch, you are not to be taken seriously. Nothing could be further from the truth. In matters of justice, you will now be triumphant even with the lightest of touches. You are being blessed and accepted as one of the wise ones, but keep this treasure of wisdom gently. Use it wisely and know that Owlin has given you a gift of justice, wisdom, transformation, and the pure power of directed intention. You are most blessed. So let's look at Alice in a Sea of Tears. Cast away out of your depth, feeling abandoned. So I'm feeling like there is an issue around support with these messages already, or something relating to support, to be honest. Okay. Right, let's look at 11. So the divination message for that says, you have been through a very emotional time and have finally released your need to hold on. You have let go or been let go of, and the emotional aftermath has been overwhelming. You are about to see that your sadness can continue to create the rough waters that have thrown you about, and that you will finally make it to shore. Now the challenge is to move on from this with wisdom in place without repeating what has led to this manifestation. You can do it, and by being more like the rat with his neat compartmental nature and the crab with her hard outer shell for protection, you will come through this tough time. You are wiser now, less emotionally ready to be hurt, and far more capable of remaining yourself, even walking as you do in a harsh world. If you feel very alone, help is coming and will soon be with you. Although you may be feeling you have made a great mistake given all this upheaval, in time you will know you have done exactly the right thing. Dry your tears, help is here. Well done on making such an important change. So whatever this situation is, that's where you may have gained wisdom. I feel like I need to keep going back to that wisdom card. Just bear with me one moment. Let's just have another look at that. Excuse me. Yeah, if you just bear with me 1 minute, my throat is really trying to tickle. I'm just going to get a drink. So in terms of that wisdom card, if you felt like you've needed to figure something out or make a decision, you might have found it really difficult. I did mention something about support. You may not have felt supported, or you may have felt that the support that you were offered or given wasn't kind of doing what it needed to do. But yeah, I keep getting drawn back to that wisdom card, and it mentioned wisdom sort of coming very gently and softly. So, you know, one of the examples I've given before is where you're trying to figure out the answer to something or the solution, but you're trying to force it. And it's like, it just doesn't work, does it? It's like you have to kind of relax to, which is easier said than done. You have to relax for the answer to come to you. So like, you might be there, sitting there, researching whatever, really trying to come up with some hardcore truth or whatever about something, and then you could say, you know what, I need a break from this, go out, decide to go for a walk or something, or go out to an event, or just do something relaxing, watch a film or something, and then the message or the answer just comes to you, but because you were relaxed and it was things weren't tense, it's like the answer came to you. So that's one way of putting that. So let's look at that Frog Princess one. So 21, heed wise counsel, listen. I mean, as I said, support, and that is a card of support as well, isn't it? So it says, the divination message says, no, that's the wrong one. Right, the divination message says, it is not the time to do what your heart, mind, or any other part of yourself tells you to do. It is time to listen to what an established authority has to tell you. No matter how much people try to persuade you that you know best, and no matter how much you believe that the frog appearing to you here tells you that there is wise counsel around, and it is worth staying quiet, listening to what is suggested by others, than talking it through with a trusted advisor. It is not the time to think it over yourself, because you are missing very important points and there is something you are not seeing clearly. The more you listen, the more productive, healthy, and true your actions will be. It does not matter what you think you know, there is more to learn. Listen to wise counsel, no matter how important you are. So as you know, if you've watched enough of my videos, you know that I'm one of those readers that will say, always kind of trust your own intuition first. And I still kind of stand by that. in terms of this message, I am aware that there are certain things in life that there are people out there who know more than us. I mean, doctors, for example, unless you are a doctor yourself, doctors know more than us. Although I've already given a story in a previous video to do with my child in chicken pox, and the doctor was basically, I don't know what the hell was going on with that doctor, but yeah, that's a story for another time. But yeah, the doctor was actually wrong in that case, literally. But yeah, certain situations, there are people that know more than us, and it can be legal situations, medical situations, financial situations. There are a bunch of different things, even in life in general. And I'm not saying don't trust your intuition, and if you got tells you something's off, I still think you should trust it. But yeah, there may be something where somebody else is right. Do you know what I mean? And they do have advice that is more valuable to you than you trying to figure it out yourself. So let's get into your tarot cards. I'm doing a 3x3 spread, which you'll see what I mean when I get the cards out. So we're looking at past, present and future, because I feel it's important sometimes to look at the journey of where you've been, how you got to where you are now and where you're heading, because it all connects. It's interconnected. So let's get the first row of cards out, which is the past energy. That one, 8 of Pentacles. Okay, next card. No, that didn't feel right. Okay, 10 of Cups. One more for the past energy, please. Oh, support. The support card, isn't it? Okay, I do have thoughts on that already, actually. Right, let's look at the current or present energy now. That might be where you're trying to figure something out, actually. I mean, I got a bit of that energy from this too, but that as well might be where you're trying to figure something out. Right. And last card for the current or present energy. The Ace of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords. I'm getting a can you trust it vibe from that. Like if an opportunity comes about, it's kind of like, can I trust it? Just bear with me one moment. Okay, just bear with me one moment. I'm getting an important message coming through. Okay, when I said important message, I meant like a phone message, but it's not as urgent as I thought it was. It's fine. Right, so potential future energy. This is the 2024 stuff now. So you've got the Moon and the 6 of Cups. You have the Page of Cups and the 10 of Wands. I was going to say support again, but the Page of Cups, because there's 3 people there, I was just thinking of support, but it's not that. Although there could be a need for support here, but let's get your final card for the potential future energy. So you've got the 3 of Wands and the Justice card, okay. So let's start with the 8 of Pentacles. I mean, the first thought that came to mind was about focus, what you're focusing on, what you're focusing your energy and your efforts on, possibly what you're building as well. And that's past energy. So past, present energy, future. This column is you specifically, represents you. The middle represents what we need to know about the situation. And the final column is like what you can learn or advice. So 8 of Pentacles, why is that there, please? So you got the 5 of Cups. You have Temperance. King of Wands. Oh, that's a lot, that is. What have we got? 4 of Cups. I will take them, although that is quite a lot. It feels like, and I don't know if it will tell me specifically, but working on restoring harmony, whether it is in your life in general, in a specific situation, in terms of your literal work as well. Like say if you had your business and things weren't going like a business, and things weren't going very well, and you were trying to sort of fix that in a way, or reconcile, or whatever you want to call it. For some, it could be that you started your own business, or you've put effort and energy into that. I'd got a bit of a workaholic vibe as well from that for some reason. Like say if somebody's been through grief or whatever's gone on, and you just sort of focus all of your attention and energy on work to try and overcome that. Yeah, that is a bit of a strange energy, but yeah, it's like it's hard to see for me from the cards, or to get the energy of what it is specifically, but it's like where you focus your energy and attention. Let's see what the other cards say up here for me to grasp that. It could be inner work, but as I say, it's like focusing all of your energy and attention on something, but there's some kind of energy here that's not around that or within it, or something that's not great, to be honest. Maybe a bit of disappointment or something, or restriction possibly is involved here as well. As I say, that workaholic thing is standing out as well, about if someone's trying to use work to overcome something, to overcome their personal life, basically. Right, 10 of Cups. That is what we need to know. So that represents you specifically, the 8 of Pentacles. So 9 of Pentacles. I think the word overcome is quite strong here, whether it is that you used work to overcome something, or within work, or whatever you're working on, you're trying to overcome challenges within whatever you're focusing the attention on. Whether it does relate to your personal life, your home, trying to become self-employed or something to that effect. The 10 of Cups there, what we need to know, I mean, that is about your happiness, isn't it? Whatever you put in the effort and energy into it, it's the point is that you want to become happy at the end of it, whether it is literally that putting the work, the energy and effort into that. The end result of that is happiness in general, or it's to kind of, as I say, that workaholic, forget about a lust, love or grief or something like that. It's like doing that because you think, right, well, if I do this, then it'll distract me and I'll be happy. That sort of energy. I mean, we have got a card of independence here with that 9 of Pentacles as well. So that could be where someone is trying to, see, it's a few different ways, isn't it? Like if you were trying to overcome some kind of pain, by working on whatever, to get your happiness and sort of regain your independence and build a new foundation. Okay, let's have a look at that 3 of Cups. The advice is, the advice says that you need support, or that you did need support, because you've got quite a bit of solo. I mean, apart from the 10 of Cups, which it is shared happiness, to be honest, but like you've got there's a bit of a vibe of trying to do it by yourself in a weird way, with the 9 of Pentacles, the Page of Wands there, the King of Wands. Oh my God, Three of Cups support as well. Maybe you've had to learn something about needing support to do things versus trying to do it on your own. I mean, you did get that Heedwise Counsel card, and that would be a card of trying to figure it out on your own. And then with that Wisdom card, it was very much about seeking wisdom, isn't it? Trying to figure something out. The Castaway, out of your depth, feeling abandoned. That would be where you feel like you need to figure something out on your own or do all the work on your own. Let's look at the Three of Cups again. One more for that Three of Cups. I mean, he's the boss, isn't he? He's the one who takes charge and does things by himself. So, yeah, I think the biggest thing I'm seeing here is about trying to do things on your own, or figure something out on your own, or create happiness by yourself, or put the work in by yourself. It is a bit ambiguous in terms of what it is specifically, but that's the main thing in terms of the past, is I've got to do it by myself. But as I say, the advice would be that you kind of need support. I mean, I don't know if you've had support and it went wrong. Something went wrong in terms of the support, or you didn't get it. But let's see what else comes up here. So that's where you've been. And support, it can be in any way, can't it? It can be in terms of just everyday personal life, your family life, friendships in general, within your community, within work. If you're trying to become self-employed, projects, all sorts of things. So let's look at the current energy, the Two of Wands, the Star. Why is the Two of Wands there? So again, that's your energy. It's being in a position of choosing your path, isn't it? Or needing to choose your path. So the Two of Wands. And again, that's where you would be trying to figure something out. Three of Wands, Ace of Cups. You don't know. That's where, I mean, the King of Wands in reverse for me, upright, it's that you do know. In reverse, it's kind of like you want to make a plan, but you're not 100% certain. So whether it's about the specific thing, it feels more like, it's like you'd say you kind of knew what you wanted in a way, but you don't know how to achieve it. So one easy example would be if you wanted to live in another country permanently. It's like, I know that's the intention I want to set, and I feel like that could be fulfilling, but I've got no idea how to make that happen. That's just one example. I mean, for some, it could be that you literally just don't know what you want, but because you've got the Three of Wands there and the Ace of Cups, it kind of suggests that you've got a feeling for something that you want to do. I mean, if it is that where you've literally got no idea, you're just aware that you want to choose a different path and you want to set new intentions and you want to feel fulfilled, but then you don't know what to do or how to do it. Let's get one more. Yeah, I mean, that's just repeating, isn't it? That you don't know. There's something you don't know in order to get that complete happiness. You're not sure on what to do or how to do it. And there might be something here, because I spoke of shared happiness with the Ten of Cups. If you are someone who's very independent, it's like you may have your own sense of stability and be getting on with what you have to do, but it's like, well, I want to share this with others, so I don't want to do, or I don't want to have everything by myself. You know, like that workaholic energy again. You might be someone who has a very successful career and is a workaholic, but you don't have a social life or a personal life, and it's like, you might have gotten to the point where it's like, well, this is all well and good, but I'm lonely. That can happen sometimes. Right, let's look at the Star. And that's what we need to know about the situation. So you got the King of Wands and the Lovers. You got the Page of Cups. I'm going to get one for that Justice card because the Star and the Clarifiers, the King of Wands, the Lovers, and the Page of Cups, it feels like your heart's desire. It kind of has a heart's desire kind of energy to it. Whatever that heart's desire is, whether it is a partner, marriage, kids, a different career path, a new location, expressing yourself more, sharing your gifts, whatever it is. But let's look at the Justice card in reverse, because that kind of, it's that vibe of, I mean, the Star can be associated with hope, but with the Justice card being in reverse, it's almost a bit like, well, I wish I could have this, but I don't know. Not sure if I can get it. The High Priestess. And say if you were faced with an opportunity, there was an opportunity there which showed up here with that and the Seven of Swords. It's like, it's a bit of a too good to be true energy as well, isn't it, really? You're not sure whether to stick with it or go for it because is it too good to be true? Let's get one more for that. So clarifying the Justice card in reverse, you've got the High Priestess and the Six of Pentacles. So you've got the Wheel of Fortune there. It is still giving that same energy, that kind of, this is what I wish for, but I don't know. Can I trust it? Or can I trust that I'll get it? Or make it happen? Or is this the right way to do it even as well? Or what is the right way to do it? Let's look at that Ace of Pentacles in reverse and the Seven of Swords, because that's kind of what you can learn from the situation. I mean, it can be questioning that too good to be true energy again, where you question an opportunity. It can also be a warning as well to kind of look at the bigger picture when you get a particular opportunity that you really feel that you'd like to pursue. Taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture and taking the time to kind of see how it feels. Is it actually right for you? So you've got the Eight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. I'm going to try that again. That was a lot of cards, that was. So this is still current, present energy. The Hanged Man, yeah, that's looking at the different perspectives on Page of Swords. So yeah, it really could go both ways. So either it's a warning about trusting opportunities too quickly and just taking that time out to assess and kind of judge and investigate, consider if it's right for you. But there's also the other side of it where it's kind of not trusting opportunities that could be really good for you and sort of just doubting it. The doubt is there as well. You know, fears of rejection, fears of it not being the best thing for you, where you sometimes don't trust yourself and feel like, oh God, I've made this mistake before. I don't want to go back down that road again. And this can even be in terms of trusting people as well, because as I said, there was a bit of a solo energy of trying to do something by yourself. So if there's an opportunity that comes along where someone can support you in some way, shape or form, you might doubt it and be like, oh, I don't know about that. So let's look at the potential future energy for 2024. So first of all, you've got the Moon and the Six of Cups as your energy specifically. There may be something about reflecting on the past here as you go into 2024 or during 2024. So the Moon, or uncovering something about the past. So the Moon and the Six of Cups, please. This is a very, I would say it's a very mysterious reading, and I'm not sure why. I don't know why, but it feels like there's a mystery about it in a really strange way. I'm not sure what that is, why that's there and what that means. So the Moon and the Six of Cups. I'm going to try that again. That didn't feel good. Moon and the Six of Cups. I want to try it again. I feel like those two came out before, but let me just try it again. One more attempt. The Moon and the Six of Cups, please. There we go. Eight of Wands. Nope. That kind of feels like messages, you know, like as in like I don't know if it's like psychic downloads, but messages that you get within yourself. So if you have been contemplating the past, things that were hidden about the past, whether it is in your mind or you're discovering something, it's that messages coming in where it's like, oh yeah, that happened, or oh, that's what that meant, or like reading between the lines even is coming to mind as well. Still feels really mysterious though. It really feels mysterious. Two of Cups. The Knight of Swords. It kind of feels like you could find out some information about someone that you're connected to. So either someone from the past, and it doesn't necessarily mean a romantic person. It could be anyone that you've had a shared a close bond with. There could be information coming in about someone from the past to do with that. Or there could be someone in your life in 2024 that you find out something about their past that's coming to mind as a really, it just feels all really random, to be honest. You know, like when I do readings, I usually sort of follow a storyline. It just kind of feels random. It feels like kind of a bunch of random messages, which to be honest, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if some part of it means something to you, I mean, not all readings resonate with people, and then sometimes if you watch a reading there's only a small part that resonates. I mean, you've got some readers who they are brilliant, but their messages are not a storyline. It's lots of little tidbits of information for different people, and that's fine. It's just I'm not used to that, so there's nothing wrong with it, I guess, just because I'm not used to it, so it feels weird for me. But it really does feel like a bunch of random stuff, and maybe I should get comfortable with that, because I have actually considered if that's how my reading style is changing, because I am tending to get more random stuff coming to the readings than just one linear storyline. So yeah, maybe that's a message to me as well, that I need to get used to that. But let's get another one for that Moon and Six of Cups. Anything at all. You may also be reflecting and kind of come to a realization about something to do with your connection with someone from your past, or something that's happened in the past with someone. You got the Magician there. Well, I think it's meant to be in reverse. That has happened to me before, where I've kind of backtracked in my mind and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that happened, and oh that's what that meant actually. And it kind of changes the entire nature of your relationship in a way, when you realize stuff. So you've got the Magician in reverse. Four of Wands. I mean, the Ace of Swords is a card of truth. So the one thing I will say, with the Magician being in reverse, I think I'll clarify it on its own actually. Sometimes it can be a bit of a manipulative energy. So if there is something that comes up, some information comes up about someone from your past, or something that's happened in the past with someone, it could change the foundation of the relationship, or the foundation of something. And I know that still sounds mysterious, but this really, the whole thing feels mysterious, I'm not going to lie. It really does. So Magician, let's have a look at that. Page of Cups. Anything else for that page? Magician in reverse. Okay, so I will say, I've just said with the Magician, sometimes it can be about manipulation in reverse. I don't know if for one person even, you might find out that someone has, I'll just say it straight, pretended to be more vulnerable than they actually are in some way, shape or form. Like maybe you might have assisted someone with something, and because they excuse me, hang on, let me just get a drink, 1 minute. Right, sorry about that. They made it seem like they couldn't do something or they needed help with something when they were actually fully capable. So like faking vulnerability. Because the magician, I suppose the magician in reverse, with the Page of Cups, it can be vulnerability as well, like saying I can't help myself. And then we get the Page of Pentacles in reverse. It's like someone can't help themselves, as in like someone pretending that they can't help themselves when they really can. Let's get one more. Something was in there then, wasn't it? Knight of Cups. I don't know when that twisted, at which point that twisted, so I'll leave it there. Right, we've got the, oh God, that's too many. We've got the Queen of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. So, I mean, that is assistance. The Six of Pentacles is assistance. The Queen of Swords is advice. The King of Wands is like, in terms of helping someone, he'd take action. I don't know why I'm getting this weird image of, like for me, I imagine that the King of Wands would be, say if you went to a friend and said, oh my God, somebody just attacked me or something like that, or verbally abused me or something. I feel like the King of Wands would be the person that would say, who are they? Where do they live? And go and sort them out. It gives that kind of supportive type energy, you know, like where the others would be, they would give their support in different ways. Like the Swords is more logical verbal communication, that sort of assistance. The Pentacles, it's probably more financial or physical help, and then the Cups are more emotional support. The King of Wands is the action card, so it's giving that vibe. That's one way of looking at it. If somebody, yeah, I don't know why I feel weird about that, like somebody might have faked vulnerability to get you to help them even though they didn't need it. Another thing, in terms of going back to that heed-wide counsel, it could be that there is someone from the past that can help you and strengthen your foundation and help make things clearer for you. But this magician energy could represent you. Not in the manipulative way, though, this time. If it represents you, it could be more along the lines of, this is where if there is a problem that you're trying to resolve or something you're trying to figure out how to do, it's just a warning that you don't quite have the capability to do this by yourself. Like maybe it's that you don't have the necessary knowledge or the skills or something, where it's like, no, in this particular situation you are too vulnerable, you don't have what you need to be able to do it yourself, you do actually need help to do this. And then in that case, you would be the Page of Cups, where you'd need to be a bit vulnerable. The Page of Pentacles, again, it would be you, but meaning that you physically can't do this by yourself. And then the Queen of Swords, King of Wands, and Six of Pentacles would be the other person who is, or people who are able to assist you and support you in terms of advice, practically, physically. They can help you to get the clarity and to deal with this. I'll just get one more for that. But that would be in 2024, so not so much now. At this point in time, it's still a case of deciding. And another message I'm getting with the Ace of Pentacles as well and the Seven of Swords now as advice, it's contemplating. Oh, okay, there's a couple of messages. Oh, damn it, my battery's going. Just bear with me 1 minute while I recharge. Sorry about that, water signs. I keep forgetting when I'm doing these pick a card readings to keep an eye on the battery power, because yeah, they're so long it can yeah, I film it all in one go so it can run out. Anyway, as I was saying, back to the Ace of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords, that was advice for where you are in the present, because it looked like you were trying to choose your path, make a decision. You kind of had that wishing energy with the star. So with the Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, I talked about trust, about whether you can do something or if something's too good to be true. But another message that is coming up is being aware of being honest with yourself about what you can, if you have a goal in mind and the Ace of Pentacles is a goal that you haven't quite achieved yet, being honest with yourself about if you are able to do it, more so on your own than just overall. But you because of the type of energies that have come up, and I kept on getting this thing about trying to figure it out by yourself or do it by yourself, In the present energy, it's being honest with yourself. Can you really do this on your own? If you want to make this happen, whatever it is, can you do it on your own, or do you have to admit to yourself that actually I need help to do this, I can't do it on my own? And I can't remember the clarifiers that came out with that now, so it's kind of a bit late to be going back into it. There was another message that came in and I forgot because I was too focused on the whole being honest with yourself about whether or not you need help to do it. So that message is there still. Yep. So overall, with the future energies, it looks like it's again that support thing of needing help. I mean, as I say, you got the Heed Wide Counsel, out of your depth stuck out, Wisdom card as well. The 2024 may be a big thing about whatever you're trying to achieve. It's not to say completely give up your independence, but if there is a particular goal that you have in mind or something you want to do or achieve, you really have to consider if you're going to need help to do it and be willing to accept the help, even if there are issues with trust, trusting people, that sort of thing. It might be a challenge for you in 2024 to overcome any trust issues so that you can reach the fullest potential of whatever it is that you want to do. Let's look at the Page of Cups. I know it's a bit messy on the table at the minute. Let's look at the Page of Cups and the Ten of Wands. So that is what you need to know about the situation. And again, with the Page of Cups, there's a vulnerability there, and the Ten of Wands, it's like too much, taking on too much. So again, I'll see what clarifies it, but is it that thing again of, are you trying to take on too much? But let's see. And do you need to be vulnerable enough to open up and ask for help? Like if you need help, that nobody may have offered you help, it may be a case of, well, actually I'm going to have to ask for it and I don't want to. And I know how that feels because I've said it. I can't remember whose reading I said it in. I've already said I'm mega stubborn. Like I will practically kill myself off trying to figure something out, how to do it myself. It's only when I'm like literally at the end of my tether that I'll be like, oh God, yeah, I'm going to have to ask for help. I hate asking for help. Don't know why, because I'll help people if they ask me for help. I'll offer help even if people don't ask for it. But when it comes to myself, a lot of the time, it's just like, I've just got this thing about me where I just want to do it myself, to be honest. And that's my overall for me, like in my entire life. Like for you, it might just be one particular thing. Maybe you've just been determined that this one thing, it's like, no, I really want to do this by myself. But you may need help to do it, to be honest. Page of Cups. So what do we got? We got Knight of Cups. And I'm just thinking the whole thing that I was talking about, the whole mystery of the reading is where, say, if you, whatever it is you're trying to do or achieve, you might be kind of really keeping it to yourself and kind of being like, well, no, because I want to figure it out for myself, so I'm not going to tell anyone about it. And that could be part of the mystery. Is the mysterious energy is you trying to figure it out by yourself and keep it to yourself. It's just a thought, because sometimes the energies I pick up in the readings, it's to, or the way I feel, it's something to do with part of the message. So that could be part of the mystery, because it feels, the reading feels like it's becoming slightly clearer now, but the past was just, I don't know what the hell. There you go as well. The King of Cups wanted to come out is keeping things to yourself, isn't it? You've got the Knight of Cups there. That's someone that, it's someone who knows their heart's desire and wants to pursue their dreams, but it's like being, for some reason, not quite being able to take action or make the dream happen. You've got the King of Cups, again, an energy of, it can be where someone doesn't want to open up and share their feelings. Like they know how they feel, but there's a reluctance or reservation in terms of openly sharing things until they are really ready to do that. So we've got, oh my God, yeah, the Five of Wands. And it is, the Hanged Man is under there again. It's looking at perspectives, but the Hanged Man is solitary. I mean, I did pick up solitary up here. I just didn't know what it meant. So again, that energy of trying to figure it all out by yourself. But I mean, does the Five of Wands could represent the challenge of trying to figure it out yourself, or you just feel that if you ask for help, it's just going to be conflict. Maybe you're doing something controversial, to be frank, and it's just like, well, I can't ask for help because it's people that might think I'm mad or something for doing this. Let's just get one more for that. So we're still on the Page of Cups and Ten of Wands, and I know the desk is a complete mess from how I usually have it. Six of Swords. See, this is in reverse too, and I've said about the Six of Swords, it is often about going on to calmer waters, journeys, that kind of thing. But I've said a lot of times, in a lot of the Six of Swords cards, there's usually someone assisting someone to go to calmer waters. With that in reverse, it's almost like, in order to move on, again, that thing about needing help but not wanting to, you can't move forward because you're not asking for help, possibly, or not getting the help wherever you need it from. Let's just get one more for that, and then I'll leave that there and go into the final bit of advice for 2024. Yeah, it still feels the same, to be honest. Yeah, it still feels the same. Obviously you want things to go in your favor. You want to get whatever it is that you want. You want to reach your goal, achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. But it's kind of like these people in the Five of Pentacles. It comes up like this not very often. A couple of times it'll come up like this. It's people that need support, isn't it? They're out in the cold. They're downtrodden. They're homeless. They need support. But then you've got that Knight of Wands energy. That's someone who wouldn't ask for support. He'll just do whatever the hell he wants to do, choose his own path, go in his own direction. But it's like, but you're out in the cold at the minute. So again, support. That came up straight away at the beginning of the reading, didn't it? Right, let's move some of this out of the way because I know it's a complete mess from how I usually do it. And let's look at the Three of Wands and the Justice card. That is your final bit of advice for 2024. So I'm just going to move these to the side. I'm not going to use these again. And let's look at the Three of Wands and the Justice card for you. So Three of Wands, Justice. I mean, I did initially think at the beginning, it's about, when I put all of the cards out in the beginning without clarifying anything, is it about setting intentions, different intentions, or doing something in a different way to get the result you want? And I feel that even more so now, but let's have a look. So Three of Wands and Justice. I mean, you've got that energy of trying to figure it out again, but it's like, wow, okay, let's look. Page of Swords, Ten of Wands, Strength, and the Eight of Cups. King of Swords, okay. Yeah, I can see the storyline coming out with this, to be honest, in the advice as well. Ten of Swords, Nine of Swords. The Moon. Let's get one more for that. Ace of Wands. Okay, I want to get one more. I know that's a lot of clarifiers for that. Three of Wands. So, as I say, we've got the Page of Swords there with it next to the Ten of Wands, which to me suggests that, as it said, it's too difficult to figure this out by yourself, or it's a burden to figure it out by yourself. It may take courage for you to, this method of doing things where you try to figure it out by yourself, it may take courage for you to kind of walk away from that method of doing things, and to, because it looks like if it was all in a row, he would be, or that person would be walking towards the King of Swords, who can be an advisor. He's known to be an advisor, a teacher, someone who's very wise. That would be wise counsel. It really would take courage if you're determined to try and figure it out by yourself, and it's a burden. It can take courage to walk away from that and go towards that King of Swords type energy, whether it's a man, a woman, whoever, that can help you and assist you and give you the advice that you need. Because I think it's the burden, it's too much. There's a need to put an end to that stress, to this unknown thing where you just can't figure it out. It's unknown. There's a need to put an end to that, because it's a block, isn't it, really? It's like you can't have a new chapter with this Ace of Wands. You can't have a new chapter properly, at least, until you sort of get the advice or support or information or whatever it is that you need. But you do have to walk away. If there is a really strong energy of just want to do it myself or figure it out myself, it's not, it just doesn't look like it's going to work that way. So again, the energy of doing things differently, approaching it differently. The different approach could very well be about getting advice and support that you need to do it. There might be something about legal advice needed here as well. Because of the King of Swords being there, he can be a lawyer, and the Justice card is there as well. So legal support might be needed, which, to be frank, I'd be afraid of getting legal support based on the cost of it. That's one reason why someone would not want to get legal support, is because of the cost. So I get that, but it is an energy of it. Just, you can't do it on your own. It looks like there's just, or even if it's just some part of it that you can't figure it out on your own. Yeah, you've got the 9 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. It's too hard. Something needs to change here. So I think that's it. As I say, for 2024, it looks like the main thing is getting support where you need it. I still stand by what I said, that you could find out about something from, that could be a little mini message for someone about finding out about something about someone from the past, or something from the past. Again, I mentioned something about someone could have been manipulating you from the past in some way. That still stands. That could be a mini message for someone. But yeah, for the most part, 2024, it looks like getting the advice or support as required, because it looks like it's a burden trying to figure it out by yourself. So we'll get you final cards of advice from the Le Vampires deck. It feels like the screen is so dark. I don't know if it's just my imagination. Hopefully not. So final advice for group 3, water signs please, for 2024. These might take a while to come out as well. I just want to look at what that is actually. Wow. I feel like I should take that. The monster within, internal struggle, personal challenges, wanting to improve. So, I mean, it is kind of like about inner work and trying to better yourself and stuff like that. But this inner struggle here, I can see an inner struggle in terms of trying to figure something out. And it's like you want to reach a goal, but it's just not. Yeah. So anything else? Well, not anything else, but yeah. Let's see what comes out. There we go. We have love conquers all, enduring loyalty, eternal love, lasting commitment. Which seems completely irrelevant to everything, but whoop, I will look in the book for that. Just bear with me. Thank God they didn't all fall down under the table. Let's try that again. You have ecstasy, yielding, rapture, bliss. Now, okay, so I know this one sounds like a weird one, but this card is kind of about surrendering and letting someone else take the lead or take control. Doesn't mean letting someone else control you or take control of your life, but it's in a certain situation, whatever the situation is, it's letting someone else kind of take the reins for a bit to kind of help release the burden. Okay, actually, you know what? I do see the love conquers all relevance here. This is actually more so a romantic love card, but in terms of like loyalty, commitment, that sort of thing, I've talked about support quite a lot. It can reference that, like loyalty in terms of support. As I said, there might be some trust issues here for you. And that may be a reason why you haven't wanted to ask for help or trusted help or something to that effect. I'll have a look in the book just briefly at the message, but for that one. But yeah, the ecstasy card is about allowing someone else to sort of take the lead in a situation so it takes the pressure off you. Anything else? Giving me a hard time shuffling this deck today. One more, please. Okay, we get 2 more. So, and they've taken the water card out. You have the call of the night, daring, adventure, excitement. And you have maverick, risk taker, rule breaker. So I wonder if you get like a thrill from trying to figure it out by yourself. I mean, I admit I get a thrill from trying to figure things out by myself. That is definitely a bit of a rebellious energy. So that whole thing about not wanting to ask for help, that fits there. That definitely fits there. Daring, it's a risky, that again is a risky adventure. Let's get the book out and have a look at these. So let's look at that love conquers all message, just for the little bit at the end of it, which says, I'll read the whole message out, not the whole message, sorry, just the little bits at the end. I still think this could be about the support in terms of loyalty, in terms of support, that sort of thing. But I will read this because maybe for someone there is a love message here. So the blessing of the message says, love is a miraculous state, and some loves are so powerful that destinies change and lives are remade within the crucible of its fires. Actually, where I got that message about finding out something from someone, to do with someone from the past, that could be relevant there as like a little mini message in itself, actually. Take that how you will. I'll say that again. Love is a miraculous state, and some loves are so powerful that destinies change and lives are remade within the crucible of its fires. The curse of this message is a belief that love is powerless when it comes to difficulties, or that it fades, its light dims. So that part could be around the support where you might not trust people. Right, working with this card, love can be renewed, reignited and enduring. Open your heart to the power of love. Know that it is a powerful force and give it a place of honor in your life, your home, your work. Love is all there is. Work and live from that place where love dwells within you, and your life will be sublime. Right, so the other one I want to look at is the Dare of the Night, Call of the Night card. So it says, the blessing of the card: attraction, stimulated, daring, unexpected, thrill, danger, change in circumstance, drawn to the occult, unknown, wish to understand, which that's come up quite a lot, trying to figure something out, experimentation, challenges and tests. Okay, that makes sense. So you might be doing something, I mean, we've already established that whatever you're trying to do, it's a huge challenge, so that fits there. The curse: routine thinking, rut, condition, and I'd say routine thinking and rut might be the issue here. Conditioned to obey, lazy, dull, asleep, bland, insipid, cowardly, unchallenged, safety, tedious, apathy, indifference. God, some of those were a bit harsh, weren't they? It says, working with this card, yep, I get it now. Time to step beyond the places and people where you feel safe. This is a time to stretch your wings and to seek out new friends, experiences and people. You will find so much if you dare to explore. Yeah, so by doing that, that is how it's being open, isn't it? Being open to, again, to the support, however that comes. But yeah, so I'll leave your messages there. Feel free to like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to book a personal reading, see the info in the description box for that. Thank you for watching. I hope that at some point there was something helpful for someone in here. I know it was like a bloody mystery for like 2/3, if not more, of the reading. I think we got there in the end. So hopefully that does make sense and it was helpful to you. But yeah, thank you for watching and have a blessed 2024.